Yes, that's right. Stolen. That's exactly what he did to your property. Same thing happened to me. All right, so let's dive in. The narcissist needs to dominate, control, and manipulate you. He believes he deserves your property if it's something that he really wants. He can actually claim it as his own. And to him, it is his own. It's the narcissist's power over you. They enjoy having this control over your property because they can control you and keep you stuck with them. Because, of course, you want your property back. If you had enough time, significant time with the narcissists believe that you owe them. It doesn't matter whether it's your car, your home, a book, a magazine. It was a magazine for me. Your pet. They believe that it's theirs because they deserve it better and they deserve it more than you do. The narcissist will twist things around, twist your words around, and turn around and say that you said they could have it. Or the narcissist will say you gave it to him. And even worse, the narcissist can even deny that you ever owned it. Isn't that interesting? The narcissist use your property, take control over your property, and possess it out of spite just to control you. And just to punish you, to make you feel like you have no power. You actually feel powerless over your own property. Here's the thing, because the narcissists feel that the rules don't really apply to them, they can do whatever they want with your property. I had a situation where I had purchased something for the benefit of myself and the narcissist, and the narcissist actually believed I purchased it just for him. Yes. And the other thing is, even though we had an agreement that narcissists will make the payments, the narcissist decided he didn't want to make the payments. He made the first 2 payments, and after that, no more payments was made. And of course, I was stuck with the debt. Yes, that's financial abuse, something we probably should explore. So how does it get this way with the narcissist? What they do is they test you little by little, inch by inch, one time or another time. They test and see how far they can go with you. And depending on how you handle it will determine how far they can go. But they start with really small little inkling type of little things. Like they may want to take possession of an ink pen. Oh yeah, do I have an ink pen here? I want to grab an ink pen. Or they take possession of a notepad or anything. Or like, where is it? There it is right there. That little candle. They just make a decision that whatever it is that they want, they'll take possession over it and it's theirs. And they start with little things and then it escalates into larger things or bigger things. And next thing you know, they take in possession over your home or your car, larger things that you own, your clothes, your coat, anything. If it's something that you love or something that you like or you appreciate, that's the one thing that they're going to focus on to take possession over of. And they will not give it back to you because they made a decision, they own it, and they need it and deserve it more than need it. They deserve it more than you do. And if you kind of play it off like it doesn't even matter, you know, they took that little candle or this little floral thing here. What they'll do is they'll just play it off and keep taking more and more and more. So let me give you an example. I wasn't going to go there, but I'm just going to address this. I was just mentioning about that one thing that the narcissist that I had gotten. It was supposed to be for both the narcissist and myself. But then, and actually it was a van, a cargo van. And I had no idea that I could get approved for another car. I actually had a car that I had ordered And I always was a person that wanted to own a second car. I just always wanted, it was just something that, I wanted to own. And, a second vehicle. So when I got approved for the vehicle, I was actually expecting to be denied the auto loan. But instead, the dealership actually approved me. And I was in shock and floored. The narcissist was happy. And I was actually kind of numb just because I was just in shock. Anyway, took possession over or got the keys and drove off with the cargo van. Here's the thing. This is how God works. I had received a call the next day that the dealership made a mistake and I need to return the vehicle back because it did not have the proper insurance on it. That was a way out to return it. And what did I do? Had no clue. I fought with all my might to make sure that I had possession over that vehicle because I was just shocked that I could get approved. And I thought, and I believe, as the narcissist told me, that he was going to make the payments. But the truth is, he only made those 2 payments that I mentioned to you, and I ended up making all the other payments. And it got to a point where I actually questioned, I said, well, maybe this is a sign. So I asked my best friend, I asked a couple other people, but mostly it was my best friend who suggested that I not and to return it. And I was so torn and had been so love bombed and gaslighted by the narcissist, not knowing that that's what was happening. I was just happy that success was happening because I was, had just started my new business. And so anyway, digressing, let me get back to the point. So anyway, and he, so I fought and I did what was necessary. I even fought with my insurance company, got the approval, got the correct insurance, and ended up owning the vehicle. Well, just like I said, the narcissist only made 2 payments, and after that, he did not make any payments. And I'm a person that I always like to have my bills paid on time, actually before time. The narcissist knew that. So when they know this about you, they'll take advantage of you, and yes, that can become financial abuse. And so what happened is, it got to the point, situations that happened actually in the government, almost similar to what's happening right now, or in our society. And there was recession, and there was deregulation and all kind of things that was happening. And I got to the point I lost a lot of my clients, and I could not make that payment along with my mortgage payment and all the other bills and the credit loans and credit cards that I had. I mean, I had American Express and I had Gold and, all that. Anyway, digressing. It got to a point where I could not afford it. And so I decided I wasn't going to pay it. My credit was already ruined because, and I knew eventually I would probably have to file bankruptcy. So what happened is, just to let you know and get to the point, they came to take the car, or take the cargo van, and it was in the middle of the night, and the narcissist said, people are always taking things away from him. I was in shock. This was probably 4:00 in the morning. And I could not believe that I heard those words, because I said to the narcissist, like you probably said, it was not yours. His name was not on it. He did not possess it. I possess it. Even his family told him that he should not be driving around like it's his. It's not his. It was mine. The cargo van was mine. But just to share this story, he actually believed that it was his because he was entitled to it, and he deserved the cargo van much better than I did, much more than I did. And the cargo, at that time, cargo vans was just a very hot thing, just like the Tesla is right now. So anyway, I thought I would just go ahead and share with you more about that story. That's not one of the stories that I have, but that story came up. And apparently, God wants you to know, because you probably are in a similar situation or had a situation like that, where the narcissist is taking possession and control over your property. And you don't have to tolerate that. You can get your property back. So here, since I already started stories, let me share this one story that I had. And it was married to the narcissist, and got another vehicle. And this time the vehicle, I decided I was going to make sure that the vehicle was in his name and not in my name. And so he could not get approved at the local motor vehicles administration. And so we had to go to the main office. Went to the main office to discover why. Come to find out, there was a grand larceny charge on the narcissist file. And I was just floored, and it was in shock that I had actually married a person who had taken somebody else's, actually it was a vehicle, and did not return it. That's basically what the grand larceny was, and this previous person apparently filed. Well, long story short, that record had been expunged, had been removed. But the fact that I had married a person who had done such a thing previously, and I had no clue. Of course, there were other red flags in the beginning and all along, long before the engagement, long before the marriage, even at the beginning of the dating. But I just want to share that example with you, that discovered that the narcissist had been charged with grand larceny. And I was looking at it right there, standing with the narcissist in black and white, and had no clue. So that was proof that just another example, my example of what I experienced, recognizing that the narcissist took possession over someone else's property. And yeah, you can do it to me, because it had happened to me. Here's another one. I'll just make it short. Because the narcissist believed that the home that I owned was his, he just drilled holes in the floor, drilled holes in the wall. He did whatever he believed that he was, I want to say entitled to, but he really had a right to. And yes, that's another example of the narcissist taking control, taking possession over your property. Okay, and another example. Are y'all liking the stories? You liking this? The narcissist, he decided to give away one of my a piece of my property, or one of my properties, something that I own, because he said I did not need it. Yes, they make a decision about what you need and what you don't need. Yes, that's another example. But I have to give you this last example, and I won't make it long. This was during the dating years, when the narcissist came to my home, and he actually liked to read. So he said he liked to read. And anyway, I had this magazine in particular. I have several different magazines, but this one in particular had was a particular subject. I don't even remember what it was, but the subject was on something that actually, now that I think about it, he probably just chose it because he felt that he just wanted it. Anyway, so he asked if he could take the magazine, and I said, sure, I'll let him borrow it. And he said, I'll bring it back. Well, you know the story. He never, ever bought the magazine back, never bought it back. And when I asked him about it, he said that he couldn't find it. Oh, he was still reading it. And then I kept asking over and over again, and I actually was getting angry that he refused to bring back my magazine. It was just a magazine. And I actually wanted it back because it was an article in it. I had marked it and I wanted to finish reading it. But truthfully honest, that's probably the reason why, because it was something I was going to want. And because it was something I wanted and I wanted to finish, he decided to take this was just the a control mechanism, a control tactic. And so that long story short, he never bought the magazine back. He actually told me he lent it to someone else, a coworker, and I asked him to ask the coworker. Eventually, I met the coworker, and I even asked the coworker about it. Coworker didn't know anything about it. But the point is, he lied. And yes, I never received that magazine back. I never finished that article. Moving on. But these are examples that I experienced that had come to my mind as I was preparing this topic about how the narcissists take possession over your property. In this series, Get the Narcissist Out of Your Life. It's one of the reasons why you want to get them out of your life. And so just sharing with you, that's another example of something that I endured. And the narcissist was attempting to tear me down and break me down by controlling my property. A magazine. Oh, I do have to say this. Of course, long story short, I ended up divorcing the narcissist. But later on, I happened to be on the internet and discovered, I think it was someone else had pointed out to me, that the narcissist was claiming to have owned the business that I had established and created. And it was on the internet. It probably is still on the internet today. I've not looked at it, but it was interesting. And he would claim that he owned it. And when he happened to contact me and I mentioned it to him many years ago, the narcissist said that I said that he owned it. The example of one of the points that I had mentioned to you before. And I laugh because I have recovered from this. And when I was studying and when I was receiving the knowledge that I had gotten, the articles that I was reading about how to recover and how to get the narcissist out of your life and how to get over the narcissist, one of the things that I had learned is once you have recovered from this type of abuse, narcissistic abuse, you will look back at it and laugh at it. Until you're at the point where you can laugh at it, you have not recovered. So I would encourage you to keep going, keep studying, keep watching these videos, keep looking at YouTube videos, keep doing your study on the internet. Whatever you're doing, keep reading the articles or reading the books. Apply those things to your life and start to apply them to your life. You want to meditate, do affirmations, you want to pray, you want to talk to someone, you want to receive counseling, coaching, or therapy from someone who has recovered from narcissistic abuse, so that because they have the ability to be able to help you and walk you through it. The best way to begin to do that, the main way, is no contact. So I just wanted to give you those examples and to let you know that you are not alone. You're not alone in this. So if you've gotten this far in the video, please let me know and let others know that you have you have experienced this, or you are enduring this, or that you are with them and you support them. It's going to help everyone who's watching this video, watching the other videos in this series, or other videos in this on this channel. It's going to help them to know that they are not alone. So I would encourage you to put your words, or your encouraging words, or your status, or what's happening with you, or what happened to you in the comments, or simply just put possession or put property, either one of those words, in the comments, and let them know. And I want to say thank you for letting them know. And also, I would love to hear your story as well. So please add your story, add what's happened to you in the comments. I will definitely respond to you. And I want to let you know in the next video, I'm going to be sharing with you how the narcissist sees your child, the child that you are bringing in the world together, as competition. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to share the experience that I had. But just to let you know, no, I did not have a child with a narcissist. Praise God. Wait a minute. I just realized I gave you no action steps at all. So what I'm going to do is, because this video is already very long, I'm going to record another video and I'm going to give you action steps, what to do and how to get your property back, how to take possession back over your property. There's some quite a few steps, legal steps, but also you want to protect yourself as well. So, sorry, I apologize. I really get into dealing with really wanting you to not have to endure this this abuse. So I'll be back in the next video instead of talking about how they see your how they see your child as competition. That's going to be a separate video, but I'm going to come back with a part 2 or part A and B. I will come back and talk about and give you some points and some tips on how to take your property back, if you can even get it back. Okay, I'll see you in that video.